Welcome back, everyone. Here is a long overdue video that I've been wanting to get done for a while now, and that is the Govee LED lights that I have set up in my theater area. As you can see, I'm already unboxing the very first box of Govee lights that I purchased for this LED ceiling track that is built into the soffits. This was obviously during the construction phase. As you can see, I don't even have carpet installed yet. But I wanted to get everything unboxed and make sure that they worked while I was still in the Amazon return window time frame. I bought these when they were on a lightning deal, so I purchased them early, even though I wasn't quite ready for them yet at this stage of the build. And please don't forget, links to these exact LEDs that I used in my build are in the description below. Inside the box, you'll see the standard owner's manual, a quick installation guide. In this case, I have two individual rolls of LED lights that are roughly 16 feet apiece. There's a power plug, a built-in hardwired on and off switch that has multifunction control, and a music option. There's mounting tabs, alcohol prep pads, and then the remote control itself. To simply test the LEDs out to make sure they work, I'm going to take the power cord and plug it into the matching port on the hardwired switch that goes to the two separate LED strips so we can turn them on. Let's start by plugging the power cord into an outlet. There's got to be an outlet around here somewhere. There, extension cord to the rescue. You gotta love the build process. Now that we have power, we can test them out. There are three ways you can activate the LED strips. The first is via the remote control, a second is the hardwired switch, and the third is app control on your smart device. We'll check out the app towards the end of this video. The three buttons on the multifunction switch are the on and off button, a color change button, and a music button. Those are all pretty self-explanatory for the most part. The music function will make the LEDs dance to music that is playing nearby, as there is a built-in microphone in this hardwired switch that will cause the LEDs to change color and dance to the music that's playing. It does a pretty good job, and it works fairly well for what it is. I was fairly impressed. The remote control is a very small form factor and easy to use and understand. You can turn the LEDs on or off, speed up or slow down the response to the music, brighten or dim the LEDs, change colors, or select the standard red, green, blue, or white in this case, as they are RGBW LED strips and have an actual white LED. Fast forward to the actual time to install the LEDs into the channel that is built into the soffit design. I started by uncoiling the LED strips and laying them out on the floor. I tested them one more time at this point to make sure they still worked. I had already wiped down the track with a damp towel to remove any dirt, dust, or debris that was in the channel from the build process, so that the adhesive on the back side of the LED strips would stick well when I installed them into the channel. They are being installed directly onto a wood surface, which is one of the 2x3s that make up the design of this LED track. You can watch my soffit video that I made if you want to see more about how I built these LED channels. I'll leave a card in the upper right corner that links to that video. For power, I had planned on connecting the power cord to an extra outlet that is above the projector box area, which is really close to the LED track. I had to drill a hole big enough for the power cord to go through from the LED track side to the area that is above the projector where the outlet is located. After that, each strip installed in the opposite direction, starting at the projector and wrapping around until they met each other in the middle above the screen area. I cut the excess amounts off of each strip at one of the designated cut points built into the strips. One thing I'd like to mention here is please learn from my mistake. When I installed these into the channel, I wasn't centering the LED strips in the channel, and I was just sticking them down randomly inside of the channel. What this caused is uneven light throw onto the ceiling because of the vertical 2x3 that hides the strips, that then caused various angles or degrees of light being thrown onto the ceiling. You can kind of see what I'm talking about right here in this video. To remedy this situation, make sure you install the strips in the same spot. whether they're centered in the track or all the way against the back or the front side of the track, all the way around so that the strips reflect a nice even straight line onto the ceiling. I had to pull some of my strips off and redo them to correct this, but now they are all straight and they do look fantastic after this learning experience. The next set of lights I have already gone over, and that's the projector screen lights. I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but I'll leave a card in the upper right to link to that video about how I integrated them into my screen build. These are the same Wi-Fi lights that I used for the ceiling track setup. One thing that I forgot to mention up to this point is that since these LEDs are Wi-Fi enabled, these lights can be connected to your choice of voice assistant. So you can ask the Amazon or Google device of your choice to turn on the screen lights, for example, and they'll work. In my experience, using Amazon devices has been flawless, and it just simply works every time. It's super convenient to be able to voice control them without having to get out your app on your smart device or find the little remote control in the dark. Be sure to check out this screen build video that I posted for demonstrations of the voice assistant in action. It's pretty cool. Next up, once again using the same Govee Wi-Fi enabled LED lights, are the subwoofer cavity lights. I had an idea to light up the subwoofer cavity in order to show the 4 18-inch stereo integrity subwoofers that are behind the screen. Since the screen is acoustically transparent, you can see the subwoofers really good when the room is dark. I simply attached these LEDs to the back side of the studs that are at the front of the cavity in order to light it up. There was already outlets installed in the cavity, which were originally designed for the SVS subwoofers when they were still in the cavity, before I upgraded to the 18-inch subwoofers. The screen light LEDs are also plugged into one of these outlets in this cavity as well. These lights turned out really good and surpassed my expectations in lighting up this area. I wasn't sure if they would be bright enough, but they do a great job, and it looks even better in person than it does in the pictures. I'll wrap this video up with a few subwoofer cavity pictures. These were taken with the room completely dark and with the screen closed. This is how good the view is through the screen material. I plan on using these same Govee LEDs for my under and over cabinet lighting for the bar cabinets as well, so stay tuned for that in the future. Thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.